What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Our Survivor Series Wargames with 2 Titanic double cage matches booked and 3 other big bouts, including 3 championship matches. But what happened at the show? Join us now as we recap the show and provide the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. There's also news on 2 top stars legit injured in the Wargames match. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. But let's start off with the women's Wargames match as Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Io Sky, and Bayley take on the Judgment Day of Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. Now this is a wild spot fest that sees plenty of carnage, including tables, chairs, kendo sticks, trash cans, and even a toilet seat, one that was even used during a stink face that Naomi delivered to Nia Jax. Yeah, a stink face with a toilet seat on your head is actually crazy. And Tiffany Stratton mulls over cashing in a Money in the Bank briefcase on Liv Morgan or Nia Jax, but waits too long and Io Sky sprays her with a fire extinguisher. The match peaks when Liv Morgan places Rhea Ripley on a table and goes to put her through it, only for the Eradicator to deliver a riptide from the top rope, putting Morgan through the table and getting the pinfall. The winners are Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Io Sky, and Bayley. Next up is the United States Championship match as champion LA Knight takes on Shinsuke Nakamura. Now this is a well-booked match that tells the story of a laser-focused Shinsuke Nakamura battling a champion who clearly isn't working his A-game. LA Knight goes for the suplex, only for Nakamura to rake the eyes and hit a neck breaker on the metal dividing the 2 Wargames rings. A Kinshasa to Knight, and it's 1-2-3 as Nakamura wins the United States Championship. But then it's time for the triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship as champion Bron Breakker takes on Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser. Now whether you call this a Pier 6 brawl, a Donnybrook, or a slobberknocker, this triple threat features non-stop action as Sheamus vies for the ever-elusive Intercontinental Championship and Ludwig Kaiser aims for his first singles title. Kaiser shows complete ruthlessness when he bludgeons Sheamus with a shillelagh, but a spear from Bron Breakker knocks Kaiser out of the ring and the champion spears Sheamus for the win to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Next up is a World Heavyweight Championship match as champion Gunther takes on Damian Priest. Priest starts strong until he bangs up his shoulder, and the ring general capitalizes, targeting Priest's bad shoulder. Priest shows tremendous heart, but when he blocks a superplex, he's knocked off the top rope and out of the ring, where Finn Balor delivers a coup de grace, but Gunther takes out Balor and then finishes Priest with the Gojira clutch. Gunther wins by knockout. And then finally, it's the men's Wargames match as Roman Reigns, the Usos of Jay and Jimmy, Sami Zayn and CM Punk with Paul Heyman take on the bloodline of Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, and Bronson Reed. Now this match is really the Jacob Fatu show as a Samoan werewolf dominates everyone in his path. Solo Sikoa locks the door, preventing Roman from getting through it, but Roman climbs the cage, taking out a new bloodline and getting his teammates to their feet. Roman and Punk look ready to fight each other, but Paul Heyman shows up and encourages them to stand together. It's a wild fight, but the OG bloodline and Punk rally, taking out Solo's allies before the babyfaces hit their finishes on Solo, and Reigns spearing Sikoa for the 1-2-3 as Roman Reigns, the Usos, Sami Zayn and CM Punk win the men's Wargames match. Everyone celebrates, congratulating CM Punk for his assistance, everyone but Roman Reigns. However, Sami talks Roman into shaking Punk's hand. Roman extends his hand and Punk shakes it in the sign of mutual respect. Punk hugs Paul Heyman and tells him when he needs that favor, he'll ask it. Heyman just tells him he'll get it. All 5 men then pose on the entrance before Survivor Series closes out. But that was a quick review of the show. What about the good, the bad, and the downright ugly? Well, as always, we start off with the good as number 1, match of the night. Bron Breakker is on the fast track to a world championship, and while we don't know when this will happen or who he'll defeat, we wouldn't be shocked to see Bron Breakker win a world title in 2025. The WWE Universe is solidly behind Breakker whether he wrestles as a face or a heel, and at 27, he still has a lengthy career ahead of him. Tonight's triple threat match blew every other match out of the water, including the men's Wargames, as Breakker showed how easily he works against technicians like Ludwig Kaiser and brawlers like Sheamus. Breakker's ability to sell, his facial expressions, and his mix of power, agility, and speed make him the true total package in today's era of wrestling. The only downside to this match was Ludwig Kaiser robbing Sheamus of what looked like a certain win, as fans wonder if the Celtic Warrior will ever win the elusive Intercontinental Championship. Like, no joke, this was the best false finish of 2024. Number 2, Stratton shines. Now, Tiffany Stratton is kind of being booked badly, including a run as Ms. Money in the Bank, but that never stops her from over-delivering in the ring. Stratton shined tonight, reminding fans why she's already a fantastic wrestler and performer despite the 25-year-old only being active since 2021. Number 3, a complex champion. And Finn Balor's interference in Damian Priest's title shot against World Heavyweight Champion Gunther did not sit well with the ring general, who flattened Balor after Finn delivered a coup de grace to Priest outside the ring. This exemplifies how the WWE writes Gunther as a complex character. He's merciless in the ring and he'll take advantage of something like an opponent's injury, as he did when Damian Priest hurt his shoulder. However, he doesn't like taking a tainted win. Well, that didn't stop him from throwing Priest into the ring and beating him, which adds another dimension to him as champion. It'll be fascinating to see how Gunther interacts with Finn Balor after Balor's actions tonight. Number 4. Shinsuke Nakamura is back. Shinsuke Nakamura's recent return, repackaging and title win tonight showed how nearly any wrestler can be rehabilitated after years of misuse. Now this is a fact that actually blew us away, as WrestleFeatures even tweeted that this was Nakamura's first pinfall win on a PLE since 2020. In any event, it's his first title win since capturing the Intercontinental Championship from Apollo Crews back in 2021. Shinsuke's match against LA Knight was huge, as a loss would have cemented the fans' perception that he's stuck as a challenger and he has no chance of becoming a champion. And that's changed now, and there's no telling where things will go on from here other than the fans are in for some entertaining matches, as Nakamura can go with anyone. While some fans are already disappointed that Carmelo Hayes or even Andrade didn't get the title, the win was a surprise and a good incentive for longtime wrestlers to realize it's never too late to jump back into the spotlight. Number 5. CM Punk works with his head, not with his back. As CM Punk had his work cut out for him when he entered the Wargames match, but the veteran showed how to work smart, in this case grabbing a toolbox and bludgeoning every member of the new bloodline with it. Number 6. The Reigns Punk drama makes all the difference. Now, unlike the women's match, tonight's men's Wargames match had a powerful story driving it, the tale of a bloodline civil war. It also added to the drama of CM Punk and Roman Reigns' uneasy alliance, which looked to crumble before either man got into the match. This element added another layer to an already fantastic storyline and played out throughout the match up until the very end. Punk jumped ahead of Reigns to enter the Wargames match, and later Reigns accidentally speared Punk, leading to further questions about this fragile unit. Now, fortunately, everyone showed their professionals and rallied, finishing a great story. Number 7. An epic Wargames match. Did CM Punk do for Wargames what he did for Hell in a Cell against Drew McIntyre? Restore the match to its former glory? Well, that's not the case, as although Punk put in a fantastic performance, as everyone delivered tonight, the Wargames match has lots of action and told a fantastic story of 4 longtime allies getting an outsider's help to overcome a much stronger and much more vicious team through teamwork and heart. This year's men's Wargames match is going to be tough to top, but knowing the WWE's roster's dedication to excellence, fans have much to look forward to, as you know the men's roster will look to raise the bar even higher for Wargames 2025. And Jacob Fatu is unstoppable. Tonight was the night that Jacob Fatu proved that he's not only unstoppable in the ring, there's no stopping his meteoric rise to the top. Yes, the Samoan Werewolf has enjoyed a mega push, but he's made sure to capitalize on this momentum, showing the fans everything he's capable of as a performer. Like Bron Breakker, Jacob Fatu is headed to the top sooner than later. Tonight's performance wasn't the first time he's impressed fans, but it added even more fuel to the rocket strapped to his back. But that was the good. What about the bad? As number 1, a disappointing opener. The women's Wargame match was a bit of a disappointment, particularly when you compare it to the past 2 women's Wargames matches, which were superior to the men's matches. The WWE made a serious blunder by having Nia Jax start the match, which slowed things down too much. It also didn't help that she looked outclassed by everyone else in the match. The match also suffered from the lack of storylines driving it other than Rhea Ripley wanting revenge on Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Perhaps the worst part of the lengthy match was that it had no flow until late in the bout, as it seemed like one high spot after another, with wrestlers taking sick bumps only to get up moments later. Some Hulk Hogan level chair shots. Now, it's safe to say that wrestling fans are happy that unprotected chair shots to the head are a thing of the past in WWE. But that being said, if you're going to go with a chair shot to the back or somewhere else, make it look good or find another weapon to use. Tonight's chair shots harken back to Hulk Hogan's legendary bad chair shots to Conan that until tonight were considered the very worst. Number 3, Balor vs Priest needs to end. Finn Balor's attack on Damian Priest during Priest's title match against Gunther was unnecessary and an example of a feud overstaying its welcome. Balor vs Priest was a solid program, but both men need to move on. Sadly, the WWE's tendency to stretch feuds out, particularly when a wrestler says they're putting the feud behind them, is a defect the writing team needs to work on. Number 4, another wasted opportunity adds to the boredom. Suspense is a great storytelling tool, but Tiffany Stratton's repeated failures at cashing in a Money in the Bank briefcase are no longer entertaining. Stratton is already suffering from her association with Nia Jax, and the WWE wasted the perfect opportunity for her to cash in her briefcase when both Liv Morgan and Nia Jax were laid out. Fans would have forgiven the WWE for the endless teases had she cashed it in tonight. Instead, it's doubtful many fans even care anymore. and ad overload. TKO Holdings' determination to squeeze ads into every square inch of its screen has undoubtedly resulted in significant revenue, but at what point will it stop? Will the WWE go the NASCAR route and have wrestlers start wearing sponsorship logos on their ring gear? Is the ref going to start wearing logos? Now, I know the WWE isn't going to stop its advertising blitz, but we're still going to call it out for reaching obnoxious levels. Now, there was nothing downright ugly. Even though the women's War Games match was a weak start to the show, Survivor Series picked up the pace, ending with a dynamite men's War Games match and likely making fans forget about the troubled start. One thing that was certainly a little disappointing was no appearance from The Rock, the man who gave a cryptic message at the end of Bad Blood. So what was that all about? We still don't know. Even though the night finished up quite well, it would have been great to see The Rock actually turn up and give maybe another cryptic clue or call out Roman Reigns or do something. It was definitely a decent PLE, but would have been better with some twist right at the end. But what do you guys think of Survivor Series? But just before we end, two top stars legit injured in the War Games match. I was concerned that Jacob Fatu may have injured himself during the War Games match. Fatu seemed to land wrong when he dived off the top rope and missed a move. Fatu seemed to favor his leg for the rest of the match, and although he continued working, leading to concerns he may have injured himself. However, unfortunately, it's not just Jacob Fatu who was injured during the match, as during the post-show press conference, Jey Uso confirmed that his brother Jimmy Uso broke his toe during the War Games match. This is presumably where he took a dive off the top of the cage onto Jacob Fatu through the table. It seemed that he may have landed awkwardly during it. And Jimmy Uso just came off a lengthy injury, so hopefully he won't be taking too much time out for the rest of the year. We're wishing them both a speedy recovery. But there you have it, folks. I will look at Survivor Series. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.